Good morning, friends, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. This is Jenny Harrell from Celebrate the Journey, and I'm not Chrissy. I'm filling in for her today because her husband took her on a surprise anniversary trip. So I know she's having fun too. So we're going to have some fun stamping, and it'll be okay. We always try to take care of each other when we have an event like this. So I've got a fun, easy, sort of easy little project for you today because, you know, our theme is celebrations, and whatever we choose to make, we're adding a tag with it. Well, this one already is a tag, and that glare was bothering me, so let's see if we can fix it. This already has tags, but these sentiments are great, and you can use them for making a card, and you can always put a tag on the front of a card. So there's lots of ways to use this one. So we're going to make a simple card and a simple little tag to go with it, and it's going to be birthday, since this here says sunshine and laughter, celebrate you. I do like these sentiments just for you. Consider this a paper hug. That's a good one. And a thank you. You're very kind. So let's get started. Let's see. These come with some dies. Let's look at what they look like here. If I can get it open. Here. So we have a frilly kind of border tag, I guess. A straight edge tag. This, I think this works for this here. And then there's one to go with it that's a little larger, that has the stitching around the edge so you can have it look fancy. And then there's a little banner. Oh, happiness enclosed. And then this, if you want to, it gives you the tag slot up at the top after you die cut this. That'll be useful for other, not necessarily this stamp set. That's a pretty handy little thing. So we'll put those back. We're going to use the two larger ones today. And we're going to make a pocket front card. So here's our card. We've put the one tag in here, and it goes in our little pocket. And you can use, sometimes I've seen people just make this be a one-layer card since it's a pocket, but I also added something to the inside. So that's up to you if you want to have a one-layer card or a fold card. So this Balmy Blue is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. Now we have a layer of Cherry Cobbler, and it is 5 1/4 by 4. And we'll just layer that on. Let me move my dies out of the way. We'll go ahead and get the base of our card all put together. I hope you've enjoyed. We've only had one presentation this morning with the Sunset Sailing, and I love that stamp set. So I hope you, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch Katie's presentation. You will love her cards. Now we're going to add a layer of white. And I believe both the inside and the outside are the same size. 3 3/4 by 5. So it's easy just to go ahead and have them be the same, inside and outside. Now we need our crisscross pocket for the bottom. And you're going to use Designer Series paper. And this is 3 3/4 by 3. And this paper is from Turtley Awesome. I personally think when you're making a pocket card, you want something, the images or the design to be small. You don't want huge flowers or stripes, because then they'll be too busy. So these little cute little polka dots are cute. Well, the directions for these, if you read other people's directions, tell you you need to cut 2 of these so that you have them going one way and the other. But here's a helpful hint. If you cut 2 but turn one upside down before you cut it, you will have enough for 2 cards. So we're going to cut this with our paper trimmer. And you're going to go from corner to corner. And when you're starting a cut on a point, it sometimes will, it'll kind of bend your paper. So I go up a little bit, drag down, and then go back up. And that way, you're not going to snag that corner. Now we have 2 pieces that will work for our card front. And now we'll have 2 for another card. Now if you're only going to make 1 card, don't flip them over, I guess. Now you want to leave this a pocket. You're not going to adhere it all the way down. So we're just going to put a little Tombow on the edge. You don't need much at the bottom because I don't think any of this will come out of the bottom much. And line it up on your, whatever color is your background paper. And now we'll add that one here. I'm using Tombow because I can get it narrower than score tape or stamp and seal, whatever we call it. And now we've got a pocket for our tag to go in. Now we're ready to do our tag. So we're going to stamp our tag on some scrap. This, I think this is about 3 by 1.5, so certainly could just go ahead and cut something smaller, but this was a piece laying around. Now this is a solid image. Good morning, Vicki. So you want to, for me, I've always struggled with solid images, but this one stamps beautifully. But I also know it works better to do this kind of backwards today. Don't put your stamp to the pad, but put your pad to the stamp, because you can see you can watch and see, have you covered it up good? Do you have really good coverage? And it looks like, see, it takes a lot more to travel around on your stamp to get that covered good. And we're going to go ahead and then I'm going to really push on it. I'm probably shaking the camera. And hope it comes out pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? Look how perfect that came out. Now this is cherry cobbler. I've done it with, I'll show you my samples, with blueberry bushel and pecan pie, and it still covers very well. And we'll go ahead and run this through the cut and emboss machine. I do like to hold that down. I think we can do our second one over there. Now here's my second hint for this one. Is after you've die cut this, you see this bar right across the top of the die? It tends to pick up, ooh, I don't know if you can see it, it picks up the ink. Now, if I had waited for it to dry longer, maybe it wouldn't. But it does pick up the ink. So if you're changing, say if I was changing to yellow, I wouldn't be happy because then I'd have this little pink. So just wipe that off real good so that you're not going to get your color picked up. It almost kind of leaves a tiny little dent there, but it's not real obvious. Now see here, this is if you had a package, gift package that was already wrapped up with pretty ribbon. You could just slip that over the ribbon and then you'd be done. Nice, quick, easy peasy. But we're going to dress it up a little. And we're going to die cut the wavy background. Just a piece of balmy blue. And we'll run that through the cut and emboss machine. Now remember, if you place an order with your demonstrator over the next couple days, then you will get a PDF with all the helpful hints and measurements, not necessarily the directions of how to put every single thing together, but enough that you will be fine to do that. Now we're going to adhere that on the front. It's our little thank you for placing an order. Line up that little heart. And now that you don't have the split anymore, if you want this to have the splits, you could, just put it on your package with that has ribbon. You could just slice it with your paper snips and you will be fine. This is so quick and easy, isn't it? So now we're ready to put this in here. We'll dress this up with a twine bow. This is Balmy Blue. This is on the last chance list. And it comes 3 colors together, I think. Blue, yellow, and maybe Calypso Coral. I love twine, so it's always on my shopping cart, in my shopping cart. It keeps you from having too bulky of a card. Don't know where that came from, so we'll put a glue dot there to hold it. Stuck to my finger. Let's see. And I thought some cute little hearts would look pretty on here. These are also on the last chance list, so you might want to add that to your order. You can always use a heart. And now we're ready for our inside. Now on my sample, I did Happy Birthday, but I think on this one I'm going to do the Celebrate You. Ooh, it's a little crooked. Let's straighten that one up. Hopefully I can get it a little straighter. Yeah, I'm always grateful for 2 sides of paper. It's kind of sad though, sometimes you have to do 2 or 3 pieces of paper. And then, of course, a little strip across the bottom just to decorate. Those hearts are nice and flat, so you could put a heart on the inside too. And then that's our simple card finished. And we're going to make a tag. I should have stamped this a second time, but that's okay. We'll do that fairly quickly. Ink that up again. Now, let's see, you can watch and see if you've got some good coverage. I think that looks good. When I use something this large, I have to take it off my desk afterwards because I will lay my card on top of it and make a huge mess. So, I don't know if you're like me, I'm really good at making a mess. That looks pretty good. So we'll run this through real quickly. think we'll go ahead and do this also. So instead of mounting this on blue, we're going to mount our tag on the polka dot. So we'll go ahead and run that through at the same time. Sometimes I have trouble getting those to come out of the machine. I bet all of these would go through the mini cut and emboss. So if you have a mini cut and emboss, you might want to use that. Let's poke these little hearts out. I guess you could save these for some confetti and put them in the envelope. And we want to wipe that ink off because I don't want to forget and mess up the next time. Oh, look at that cute little heart. It's adorable. Now this tag we're going to mount on the polka dot. Just a little different. Beautiful messes. That's a good one, Joy. You're right. It's always pretty paper, lots of ink, pretty ribbon. So it's not too bad. Now our tag, this is it, but look on the back. That is not, this paper isn't super cute on the back because it's for something else, you know. So I decided it'd be a good idea to cover it up. So I went ahead and die cut a white one just to cover that up because it just doesn't look quite as sometimes it's a real neutral pattern on the back of our papers or something really pretty. It wouldn't bother me. I'm not real super wild about this one. So we're going to cover it up. Make your tag super sturdy. Okay. Well, let me show you what we're going to do with our tag. We're going to turn it into a 2-layer tag. And these tags are not quite big enough to hold a gift card or this stamp, but they'll hold money. So all I did was just cut about a half a piece of the polka dot and create a little pocket. And so I'll show you how that'll work. All I did was I really just kind of eyeballed it. We'll just cut half of that. Looks like 1.5 inches maybe. I might need to trim that on the paper trimmer. It looks a tiny bit crooked. Oh, it's not bad enough. I don't think anybody will care. But now here's another one. You don't want to use tape because you want your pocket to be as, can open up as close as much as possible. So just put a dot on the edge there, enough to hold that down. So you'll still have your little pocket. Now this says happiness enclosed. I think money always makes my grandchildren happy. I'll stamp that there. It's a cute sentiment for a gift, isn't it? Now we'll get our twine out. And we'll tie these things together. Let's see, I think I did this. I made my bow be really big. That's up to you. I don't think I need the paper anymore. Just didn't want to. Cherry cobbler I tend to get it on everything, so. It's one of those colors that's gets all over your fingers. Okay. I'm not sure I'm going to get that bow in there. I might not have, you know what, I don't think I cut it long enough, so I'm going to just go with 2 layers. And that way we'll be sure that we get a nice bow. Always a way of work around, isn't it? Now don't tie it super tight because you want to be able to get to the inside of your tag there with your money. So, now it's much better, isn't it? You see, if you tied it real tight, you wouldn't be able to move your tag. And now we have our pocket. You can fold up a couple dollars, $20, $100, whatever you want. And slide it in your pocket. And then you have your cute tag. And then when I was looking at this morning, and it was on my desk, I thought, well, you could also do that. And let this be part of your card. That would be even fun, wouldn't it? So there's the tag with your money in it. So you have choices on this. So that's our card and tag. You can do it either way. You can let the tag be on the front or use it for separate on a package. We try to share other examples. And so let me show you what else I've done. we all struggle. We talk about it all the time, that masculine cards are tricky. And I thought this looked really pretty with pecan pie and the Country Woods paper. And so there's our cute. That's a nice masculine enough card, not too frou-frou. And I love colors, so I did this one with the Full of Life Designer Series paper and lots of colors. And I took my Stampin' Write marker and colored the word sunshine and laughter to kind of match the paper. And this one has birthday wishes on the inside. So it needs some bling on it, but we'll do that later. And so here's our 3 cards and our tag. Well, I really appreciate you watching and leaving me a message today. The more messages we have, it makes us feel good. So leave us a comment. Don't forget, an order will get you the inspiration sheet. Today is the last day of the two-tone cardstock sale. If you've never used the two-tone cardstock, you probably could go ahead and order some, and while it's on sale, and get a couple packs to try it out. It's really versatile and fun. It's not just for scrapbooking. It makes great cards. If you've not looked at it to see how it works, go up to the welcome video on the page today, and Katie is demonstrating some of the cards so that you can, the cardstock, so you can see what two-tones cardstock looks like, and she gives you some ideas of how to use it. All right, at 11 o'clock will be our next presentation, so stay tuned. Bye.